Hi Cancerians, welcome to your reading for the 25th of May 2025. The energy around you is of success and victory. This is a victory parade, which is not the end of the story though. It's one step on the path to your success, and there's cause for celebration, but this is just talking about generally in your life. And it's there's more. There's more to come, more good things to come, basically. So let's have a closer look. You may be feeling like spending more time on your own in contemplation. This is the kind of meditation and working out what you really want to do with these areas. This could also be you um, being involved in some large organization or institution or corporation and being the wise one in that situation. Again, like many people in these readings, you have new beginnings to do with your career, but this is on pause at the moment. And so you may be thinking about what you really want. Justice is about what you truly want, what you'll be glad you've done at the end of your life, and what you will wish you hadn't done. So it's like a time of contemplating. The Four of Swords is also about going up into your higher self and looking down and seeing where the positive energy is and seeing where there are blocks and going with the flow. And this also seems to be around your career. This is groups of people, meetings, long-term situations. It's very positive. They're talking about, this is about the past, thinking about the past and thinking about things that have been said in the past or people from the past. And really, this means the past is an indication of what you want or what you don't want. Look at what you have been through and see where you've been happy and see where you haven't, and then choose the things that will bring happiness into your life or contentment. Or and this is around both opportunities and people, relationships. You do have some beautiful love cards here, and you may already be in this relationship or you may be looking for love, but this is long term commitment and true love. It might be something that you have been waiting for, and when the hangman comes up next to an ace, it means that suspension is being lifted. So if you're looking for love, then these are very, very, very positive love cards. This would be someone who is not like a possible past situation which brought heartbreak. It's commitment and true love, and where you feel honoured and safe. So that is beautiful. Um, you do have sort of sudden things happening, and this could be sudden to do with this love relationship too, if you don't have love already. If you're already in a relationship, it does look like you're heading into a very positive, happy time, and a time where you can explore things for yourself or feel more yourself. You are we know Cancerians are very intuitive, and you have much greater ability than you realize. That might be being revealed to you. You might think that this is your imagination or doubting yourself. This is doubting yourself. Um, don't doubt yourself. Explore it. There are various ways of doing it, but your intuition and your psychic ability are like a muscle. The more you use them, the bigger that it grows, or they grow. So, and this is also your ability to manifest. The high priestess is about what's beyond the veil. So, what's beyond the veil of what we think is reality? Um, you just have to look at the sky at night to see all the stars and know that there must be so much more than what's on earth and what we're told. So eh, it's about trusting your own knowledge in that way. Um, the fool is stepping onto his path here. The fool it's like you're at the beginning of a journey and you're stepping onto it. this could be around an opportunity that would affect your home in some way. Um, and it's divine intervention as well. So ask for help, ask your guides for help. You don't have to worry about money or material success or safety to do with material possessions and things, because this is the line of karma, and there's nothing negative here. This is talking about having set things up well financially, and that yes, you have choices to do with your career, but that's really about whether you know what you enjoy. You are very appreciated, especially as you get older, and you know you have stores of money here, or safety to do with your material wealth. Friendships are of great importance. You would be you would have lifelong friends. And this is friends to do with travel and overseas. You may have traveled a lot in the earlier part of your life, or if you're young, you would still be traveling. But this is really reflected throughout your life. So there would be more trips coming, I would say. Um, you you're someone who is a bit of an inspiration for other people, even if you don't realize it. And this is almost to do with groups of people. And you would be this is groups of people to do with all different cultures, and walking a path with people from many cultures. So let's put some more cards down. We're talking here about final endings to do with the endings to do with relationships that have been a grief, caused you grief, or caused you sadness. And it's about you speaking your truth, speaking your mind, realizing what you want. Um, this is the card of doing everything for other people. So, it seems to be a bit of a habit for you, but they're asking you to find situations that bring you peace. Both the Empress and the Six of Swords are about, the Six of Swords is leaving turmoil for peace. The Empress is peace and contentment and happiness, and the things that bring you joy. It's also the card of creativity, so that the Devil is about freedom, but freedom can come through being creative, and you may be feeling like you want to do something creative, and I'd do it. That would be very positive. Any legal situations, it's important to be, have the right advice. If you feel doubt about anyone who is involved, I'd look closely at them. But this is promising and successful outcomes if you are in any sort of legal or contractual or disputes with large organisations. And you're, like I said before, you are going into a much more positive time, but it's about leaving behind old situations of people who may be giving you mixed messages or duplicitous or arguing with you, and spending more time with those who are family or like family, people who you're close to, and this is you knowing that there is more than what is just presented to us in this lifetime. This is about connection to those who've passed, and maybe receiving signs. Recently, or last year, a friend of mine passed over, and every time I thought about him, the light would start flickering, and it happened about at least half a dozen times. And then I thought, oh, the light must be about to blow, even though you think I would know better. And it never blew. It's been 9 months and that light globe is still fine. It only happened whenever I was thinking about him. So, and it doesn't happen now. But I do think that was a message from him. And so many of my clients tell me stories like that. And it's about receiving messages, but also this will change your viewpoint. You will have, when these things happen, it does. It opens up your eyes a little bit. This is, again, spending time with family, traveling with family, and also having some goal to do with travel, working towards that and bringing in your wishes and hopes and dreams to do with this. But this can also be ideas, the creative ideas that I was talking about before. You are being offered you are offered golden opportunities that fill your cup. The Nine of Cups, yes, it's very positive materially, but what's missing? The one cup is the more spiritual aspect, or it could be the aspect to do with love or friendship. Love and friendship are coming up here, and these are the things that are coming up that are probably of the most importance to you, and children. Um, so, and that's very Cancerian. Um, we are going through, a time where things are uncertain and there's a lot happening in the world. That's why it's important to trust in your own spiritual knowledge. You're not alone. This is the card of the spirit guide. And you can actually connect to your spirit guides and ask them for help. If you do it in meditation, then sometimes you see them. You might think that's your imagination, but sometimes we show them proof of our guides. If they tell you their names, or you can see what they look like, go and look it up and see what messages you get. Sometimes it's in another language, or if you see maybe an archangel, you'll recognize them if you look at photos of archangels. Just that's not photos, pictures, but that sort of thing. But this is connection through your psychic ability and your intuition to your guides, your spirit guides. And this is a message from the spirit guides to do with balance. You've got two aces here. Well, no, you've got three aces. Wonderful. Um, great victory over any difficulties to do with your financial success and opportunities. You may be working very hard. This is carrying a heavy load, but there's great success here. It's very positive financially. But of course, it's about balance. So work-life balance, balancing everything physically as well, looking after your body, looking after your mental health, your emotional health. But specifically here, they're talking about your spiritual health. And you have a great love of home. Of course, Cancerians are famous for loving their homes and just loving being at home. You may feel like you don't have enough time sometimes to do that, and may feel like you don't have enough time to spend with family or your partner. You might have to work a lot, but this again comes back to balance and finding that balance. Oh, such lovely love cards. The karmic wheel of your life is turning to a chapter where you feel in love again. Sometimes we're just in love with life. We're in love with, we just have that lightness. Love just is. No one can give love to us or take love away from us. So we can raise our own vibrations and step into that sort of lightness, that joy. And you do that more and more. That's the big emotional lesson for you at the moment. We'll look here. So there's someone here you can talk to about all of this spiritual stuff and even the emotional stuff, although Cancerians are always very private about their emotions, well, often, unless they really trust someone. But this is about having someone you can trust. And also there may be someone coming in that you're not aware of yet. I always think one true friend comes in a decade, but that's my life. Possibly you have more. So, yes, there are people on your path coming in still who possibly around your work, and there are opportunities that you're not aware of yet. This may affect your home in some way. You may be working more or less or from home, but these are all positive encounters. You're a very good communicator, and this grows as you get more mature, and there's long-term opportunities being opened up and offered to you. You're very good with money by the looks, most of you. So this is about, saving for a rainy day, but not really for a rainy day. It's so that you can do the things that you want to do, that you're passionate about. Get out in nature. At the moment, I'm trying to go at least stand with my bare feet on the ground every day in the sun and allow those light codes in and ground into the earth. We need to ground at the moment because there's, so much going on. But also it's, if you walk in nature, it's very comforting, and it is a form of meditation as well. So we'll look here around the spirit guides, because that connection is coming up as being very important at the moment. And sometimes we feel alone, but really we always have guides around us. And, this is just the third dimensional world at the moment. We're shifting into the fifth dimension, but there's so much more that we can't see. Oh, that's beautiful. The cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. I guess that's a message from your star seeds. It's absolutely lovely. And we'll look here around these opportunities to do with you bringing about some wishes and hopes and dreams. You may have friends coming from overseas or from far away. You may be traveling yourself. And also this creativity that you love, makes you joyful. My emotional set points can be changed. That's so true. We can raise our vibration. You can go through a period in your life where you feel very negative, very sad, or, grief-stricken, and then you can go through, especially if you work on yourself and work on your spiritual self, you can really raise your vibration. And then you don't go back down into the negative. So really, it's about choosing your thoughts and thinking the positive rather than the negative. But also, it's much easier to work from the subconscious rather than the conscious mind. So when you change your subconscious patterns and programs of fear, or clear the fear and have a subconscious pattern of peace and contentment and happiness, that transforms your thoughts, which transforms your life. And it's huge. Let's look here about passion to do with nature. These are cards that are relevant to nature, so I'll ask about that. Eagle, wisdom, freedom, loyalty. Seek wisdom and balance, but don't sacrifice freedom. This is I saw an eagle once when my life there was a huge change in my life very soon after that. Well, I made the change. So it's in the line of, well, I was putting it in the line of karma. Um, and it's around finances and leadership. When we're in leadership and when our finances are good, we do have a lot more freedom. People say, it's not good to focus on money, but really, we live on a planet that has money, and money does mean freedom. So there's nothing wrong with that. But this is truly following your passion, and saying that you do have um, freedom and wise and loyal people around you. So it's about your truth. You're deeply emotionally intelligent, and so it's about listening to your own truth and honesty and integrity to yourself about the decisions that you're making at the moment, who you're around, what's good for your long-term health. All of these sorts of things are coming up here, but really beautiful cards for love. That's a big one here. But things, and also the things that have been suspended are now the suspension's lifting. So absolutely lovely. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next week. Bye.